In this month's support contract critique, we're going to be looking at the strategy and presentation of One Computer Consulting Business's information technology consulting and support agreement. You can see the cover page here. There's a screenshot of the cover page here. This was just the blinking cursor up here, but they'd insert their client name, the information technology consulting and support agreement for the period of. They're listing the beginning and the ending date, and I'll have some comments about that as we get further into the critique. And you can see the company name has been blocked out, as well as the company logo is protected. As always, the company name, logo, and location have been removed to protect the innocent. So let's dive right in. What we'll be covering in this critique, support contract critique, we're going to be reviewing and critiquing the highlights of their bronze, silver, and gold service agreement packages. We're going to be reviewing and critiquing the 10-page agreement itself. We're going to be talking about targeting and segmentation, scope and limitations, competitive issues, and of course, bear in mind, this is not a legal review. This is not a substitute for legal advice. You need to get your own local attorney in your own local area to review this to make sure it's appropriate for your business. We'll also be talking about marketing collateral support, how that fits in with all their service agreement plans. We'll be talking about pricing, response time issues, some tweaks to the cover page, their confidentiality statement and copyright notice. And again, this is not a legal review. We'll talk about escalation costs as well as some general strategy recommendations. And again, one more time, I can't hammer home enough that this is not a legal review. What does this mean? This critique is not a substitute for legal advice. I am not a lawyer. I don't play one on TV. Do not be short-sighted. Don't be a cheapskate. You need to get a local attorney to review your service agreement before marketing it. To make sure that your service agreements are enforceable where you're located, have your attorney review your offering before going to market. Now, just a word or two on selecting an attorney. If you had your brothers, it's great to find someone who's in practice that specializes in IT and has experience working with other related IT services firms. However, not only can that be a very expensive proposition because they're a deeply niche specialist, but also in many areas it's simply impossible. So in many cases, you're going to have to settle for a general practice attorney who works with small business issues of all kinds. And in which case, you doing your homework ahead of time will save him or her a lot of legwork. So make sure that you have your attorney review your agreements to make sure they're enforceable where you're located. However, what you learn here will ensure that you can just pay for a few hours of review and tweaking and not some huge R&D effort on their part at $500 an hour. So let's first talk about the review and critique and the highlights of the bronze, silver, and gold packages. Just to give you some quick background, this was for an accounting firm that has decided to branch out casually initially into offering IT consulting and now wants to offer more formal service agreements. They've chosen to split up their offerings into a bronze level package, a silver level package, and a gold level package. The bronze being the more entry level package, the gold being the more premium or deluxe package, silver kind of being in the middle of the road.